Yeah, we gotta work on that. But until then,
What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Look at this dope table that Brett got us. It's super nice. My name's Luke, and this is Mr. Tyler.
Do I owe Brett money for the table?
No.
What?
No, he bought it. That's his
He
choice.
made an executive decision. Oh, and that's Brett. That
after
is
texting you about it.
the beautiful Brett Eitzen.
Listen,
I'm gonna point at you every time I address you.
Okay, I'm glad.
I'm not.
Brett's-
I would be very lost.
I give up on that now.
Brett said he bought the table. For all we know, he stole it.
It's possible.
Maybe he's just trying to swindle us for some cash.
I bought it for $1 million.
From what I hear-
and you owe me a third of that each.
From what I hear, good people are also bad guys. But
Yeah, that's a thing.
But
I'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that is my tease of the week.
Oh my gosh.
We're clever.
In a good way and a bad way, actually. So
So what's up, guys?
Now I'm
How was your
confused.
week?
It was short. Is the answer?
really,
Okay.
mine was long. I was tired all week.
You're always tired all week.
True, but it's fine. Well, that's what happens when you're on vacation for a week, staying up way too late. You come back, have to go straight to work, and then have a lock-in that you leave early because you're just too tired.
He was not committed.
You gotta commit.
He didn't commit.
I wanted to go to sleep, and I was committed to that. So
Love it.
I was
Then it
committed.
sounds like-
I was
So
just-
what TV show did you watch when you got home?
at 4 a.m?
Yeah.
The Back of My Eyelids TV show.
I thought you were actually going to say you turned something on.
No.
What is
No
the point at that
way.
point of the night?
I'm just.
Morning.
I just really had to get through Jessica Jones season 3.
I know. I'm sure you were. That IGN rating really made you want to watch it.
I hadn't seen that yet until actually after I'd finished the show.
Oh, good.
So
Did you see the IGN rating for Jessica
For
Jones?
Jessica Jones? No.
8.9.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
How-
higher than I've heard anyone else.
That's where the dart landed this week.
I'm pretty. I don't.
like
that
I've
is
heard
so
some
high.
like yeah, it's okay, but not like 8.9.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
I didn't watch it. I'm acting like I did. I didn't. I gave up on that show.
Have you
at
even
episode
finished
5?
Punisher season 1 or Daredevil season 3?
Nope.
Even a real fanboy.
Man, you need to get on those.
I am not good at watching shows. I gotta like really get hooked.
Here's a little spoiler, I guess, for our end of the year stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched 19 movies this year. I've watched 15 shows.
Oh my gosh.
Usually shows are a little longer than movies.
Just a tad.
So I've kind of
Typically.
find that a little impressive. I think I'm a little out of control with the binge watching.
Maybe
You're
just
gonna
a
be our-
tad.
You're gonna be our TV
The
puppet
the
master.
TV guy. Well, here's the thing also. I feel like movies this year have been fine. I feel like there's been some really good ones, but at the best, like Avengers Endgame and Apollo 11 are up there at the top for me. And then underneath that, everything's been good.
Right.
I guess Shazam was really good too. But there's nothing like last year. I kept getting blown away by stuff. Like I wasn't expecting Ready Player One to like that as much as I did. And then we got like 4 great superhero movies last year. So whereas this year, TV has been really good. Like I could look at my list and I'm really impressed so far. Like Game of Thrones, Jessica Jones season 3, and then what's the one? It's based off a book. It's Olaf Lemony Snicket
Oh yeah.
are the only ones that like I don't think are good. Everything else has a pretty high rating. So
That's great.
In other words, Luke is a TV watching machine.
I like watching TV, and I can do it at home, which is super nice.
Well, and it, I don't know, like it's reassuring to me, like even if the movies in this current last couple weeks have more or less disappointed the TV show. There's lots of good content out there for
Yeah.
whatever your interests are.
Not to mention, there's so much TV. There's just so much. And I don't watch any network or any cable television. I'll only watch Netflix, Amazon, DC Universe, and then one HBO show.
Yeah.
That's where TV is, folks.
That's where it lives for you.
Not saying you can't watch NBC late night or whatever, but
I've read 10 books this year.
not me.
Golly.
Jeez. That's something I'll never do. Although I have been actually listening to all the Narnia books this year, so I at least have 6 books.
You got something there.
All right, we're off the rails.
Those are really short.
Bright and early. Yeah, those are pretty short. Like 4.5 hour books.
Yeah, you can listen to 2 in a day.
Yeah.
You probably
yeah.
listen to 4 in a day if you did it all day.
Well, you could, but that...
You mean a work day?
Yeah, work day.
8 hours.
I think the longest one is Dawn Shredder at 5.5.
I know you said Dawn Shredder, but it definitely sounded like you said Don Shredder.
I know. I was like...
And I immediately thought of Don Cheadle as Shredder in the Ninja Turtles.
It's a crossover. It's going to happen.
That would be amazing.
So instead of opening the wardrobe, they open up the freezer in the Pizza Hut. And the turtles go to Narnia.
Okay, well, so what did you do?
You guys go first, because I
watched a
have
couple
reviews.
things. I didn't do a lot. It was a busy week outside of fun things. But Stephanie and I watched Murder Mystery on Netflix. It's a new one. Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston.
I'm super interested in what you have to say about this.
Did you watch it?
No.
I liked it.
All right, you sold me.
It's not like an
That's all I
amazing.
needed to
It's
hear.
not an
I plan
amazing
on watching
movie.
it.
You know, it's not like, but it's a good Adam Sandler
Is
movie.
it better than Just Go With It, or about the same, or worse?
I cannot remember. Just go with it.
It's the one with Jennifer Aniston.
That's the other Jennifer Aniston.
Where they go to
Adam Sandler.
Hawaii, he wants to marry...
It's better than that.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I really like that
I like
one.
that
Oh,
movie a
really?
lot, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
the
maybe
scene
I'm
where
setting
the-
it too high.
The scene where they go to Chuck E. Cheese or whatever. The kid throws the jerk at his pregnant mom. Kills me every time.
So it's, and here's why I think I like it. And maybe this is just difference of taste. This is Sandler reserved. He's not doing the like over the top things.
So it's not like 8 Crazy Nights.
He breaks it out every once in a while as just kind of like a treat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little treat on the top of the scene. But yeah, no, it's like, I don't know, it's
Is this his?
Clue meets Orient Express meets a comedy, I guess.
Well, those were comedies.
You said one of those movies in there, and it immediately makes me not want to watch
No,
it.
don't worry.
The premise, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's on a boat, isn't
It's
it?
on a boat. Well, only like
On
half
a
of the movie
boat.
takes place on a boat.
What are you doing over there?
I have a little bump that.
Anyways, you guys should watch it and let me know what you think. I give it a Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
Oh.
It's all right. It's better than straight to streaming, and it's not like one I would recommend to just everyone. But it's I mean, if you're in the mood for like kind of a little,
We want to watch a dumb comedy real
it's
quick
a
because
dumb
you have
comedy
2 hours to
that's,
waste.
You know, it can probably fill that like rom-com if you've got like a spouse who's like really into rom-coms.
If you're gonna
I'd
watch a
fill that
rom-com
void.
and you're watching Netflix, you need to watch Always Be My Maybe.
I still need to see that. It's on my list.
That movie is hilarious.
The other thing I watched this week was the 2015, I think, Steve Jobs by Danny Boyle.
Is that the Ashton Kutcher one?
No,
Michael
the
Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender.
Okay.
one. And I cannot believe I slept as long as I did on this movie. It's phenomenal. It's Social Network is one of my favorite like biopic movies. It's better than Social Network.
Who wrote it? Did
Danny
Aaron-
Boyle.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say that'd be funny if Aaron Sorkin wrote this one. Too.
I give it a booyah. It's probably not for everyone. It's a little like intense at times, but it's
Yeah.
Steve Jobs. If you know anything about him, he was not like a super
Nice
passive,
guy.
nice guy.
Yeah.
And I imagine Fassbender just kills it.
I have Fassbender is a national treasure.
Yeah, that dude
He is amazing.
Too bad he's not from America.
I know, but I want to claim
He's
him.
someone's national treasure.
I want to claim him as ours.
Nick Cage's National Treasure. National Treasure 3, The Search for Fassbender.
Fassbender's like tied up like the Declaration of Independence.
I'm going to steal Michael Fassbender.
right, that's about all I did.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
I really didn't do much.
Nick Cage is trying to.
Gone in 60 Fast Benders.
Oh gosh, I didn't
Tyler,
do.
what about you?
I didn't do a ton either. I can't remember. Did I finish? I didn't finish Recursion before our last episode, did I? No, because that came out last Tuesday. I read Blake Crouch's new novel, Recursion. If Interstellar and Inception had a baby, it would be this book.
That sounds amazing.
And it is a booyah.
And right up my alley.
I recommend it to anyone interested in sci-fi.
I'm writing it down. What was it called?
Recursion. And it's a quick read. I read it in 2 days.
Sweet.
Then I went and bought a couple new games for my Switch. One I already had previously, but I bought it again. That's Octopath Traveler. I don't know why, but I suddenly had the itch. I'm playing it again, and I'm way more into it this time. I don't know if it's because I understand it now or what. Really enjoying it. Mm-hmm. I also bought Lego DC Supervillains. That one was for my wife, yet I played it.
It's awesome.
And you get to create your own villain, which is kind of fun. It's an open world Lego game.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
How much is it?
$30 right now. So my villain's name is Agent Red. He wears a red bandana and a black Batman Beyond t-shirt.
Nice.
You get to like pick your powers, or
you can be a speedster. You can choose to be.
What do you?
I have 2 guns and an acrobat.
You're Jason Todd.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, you're Red Hood.
Well, so you can change it at any time. So like if you get new powers and stuff like that. Yeah, that one.
I'll add it to my Audible library.
Well, I definitely set the bar really high for it, and I hope you guys are into it as much as I was.
I'm very excited.
I will kind of give you a rundown on the premise for it later.
Okay.
So that way you don't just go spend a bunch of money right away.
I have some credits on Audible, so.
Well, if you paid me for the table, I'd have money to spend.
Don't fall into that trap, Tyler.
Yeah, that sounds like a guilt trip.
I'm never getting my money back.
No, other than that, I played Apex again. Apex had a new challenge thing for the last week.
Yes.
And I finished all but one. The skins are awesome.
Yeah.
Like way cooler than anything they have in their battle pass.
I saw the Wraith skin and the
Bloodhound skin?
Bloodhound.
It's like all gold.
Were those the 2 ones?
Dude, the Bloodhound skin looks like Killmonger. If all the black on his suit was white. It's so dope. I got that one, and then I got the Wraith one too, where you look like a voodoo witch kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The challenges weren't crazy difficult. I only didn't finish one, and that's because we got 6th instead of 5th in the new Apex Elite playlist.
Oh,
which is that the ranked?
It's what they're working towards ranked with. So like if you win or get 5th place or better, you gain access to this playlist, and if you don't get in the top 5, you lose it.
Oh.
So it constantly, like the people that are in it are really good.
Good,
so like it constantly refreshes a good library of people. So it's pretty tough.
That's
but
pretty neat.
Yeah, it's cool. They're trying to work their way to ranked play, which I think is going to launch with season 2, according to their E3 stuff.
Sweet.
Other than that, I am reading a new book called The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. It's about an autistic kid whose his neighbor's dog gets murdered. And he sets out because he likes Sherlock Holmes to try and figure it out. And he finds out a lot more than he wanted to. And I probably will finish that one tomorrow and let you guys know. Right now it's a middling good, I guess. The problem with it...
It's a book.
No. Yeah, it's a book. It's a good palate cleanser after Recursion, right? I mean, Recursion was so good. Like, definitely one of my favorite books. And then this one is like a good, like, bring me back down to reality because nothing is going to hit that for a while for me. But, like, it's about an autistic kid, right? So, like, there's times where he's very focused and the chapter is very focused on the story and moving that forward. And then there's chapters where he's talking about things that I'm not smart enough to understand. And it just completely loses me at times. And I'm like, I'm at the end of the book. Like, I don't even need to read these chapters anymore because they do nothing for me. Yeah. They don't move the story forward. I don't understand what he's talking about half the time. He talks about like all these math problems that I don't know. But I don't know. It's not bad. And I didn't watch Swamp Thing yet this week, but I plan to watch that tomorrow night.
That's okay, because I did.
Yes, you did.
It was episode 3. It was called...
Through that oop.
Go Raptors.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Raptors fan.
Me either.
I'm a huge Fred VanVleet fan because he went to Wichita State. So shout out to Fred for getting a championship.
Shout out Fred.
Yeah, Fred.
22 points in Game 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, I did watch Swamp Thing episode 3. It's called He Speaks.
Does he speak?
Spoilers, yes. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it sounds really good. Because it's like it sounds like a monster voice, but you can understand it. And I'm really excited to where this season goes. It just really sucks that it's already been canceled.
I know.
But, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. So
we'll get into that later.
Yeah. I'd love for it to come back, but we'll have to see.
It's possible.
It's possible. Hashtag save the Swamp Thing.
Hashtag HBO.
Maybe Netflix will pick it up. No, I was kidding. But I watched 2 shows this weekend. And you had mentioned Good People Becoming Bad. And I said, that's applies to both, actually. But the first one I watched was Jessica Jones Season 3. It is the last thing to be released for Netflix that is part of their Marvel universe. And I am the only person at this table who watches it.
You're like the only person in all of Kansas, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe. So if you're wanting to know what it's like, I'm your guy.
So what's it like, Luke? Tell us.
So I don't know if everybody saw my tweet, but this is my breakdown of it. First 6 episodes, maybe the first half. I don't know. It was fine. It was good. It was so much better than season 2. Season 2 is absolute garbage. I hated season 2. This one actually has a decent story. So we get to episode 6, and I'm like, oh man, only 7 episodes to go.
Oh no.
That's a great feeling.
Right?
Yeah, but then episode 7, it might have been 8, I don't know, I can't really, they just blend together because it's just, woo. And some stuff happens that I was just like, oh yes, this is legit, this is really cool, I think I'm really going to like where this is going. It didn't last. About episode 10, they took it in a stupid direction because they have dumb characters that are only in the show to drive an unnecessary plot forward to get a certain amount of episodes.
Oh, that sucks. Just let the story be the story.
Yeah, let the story be the story. Ugh. And I'll get to that later. Episode 11, 12, I was like, this is actually not very good. Like, it was really disappointing. And then episode 13 just solidified it. Episode 13 sucked. I can't believe what they did. I was mad that they did that to certain characters. And I'm going to spoil this here in a bit, so I'll warn you when I go into spoilers.
Yeah, I'll throw up
not yet.
Visual.
No. So, some positives, much improved storytelling. Mm-hmm. Characters actually have arcs.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's the same arc that they've had in season 1 and 2 and The Defenders, which is, can I be a hero? She literally asks her that. So, asks that in every episode. She's like, oh, what does it take to be a hero? It's like, you
think
just
no
do
one
this
this
stuff.
Was like the final, well, at the time of filming, did they know this was the final season?
Yes. I'm pretty sure.
Why don't you?
The villain was, yeah, it's frustrating. Trust me. The villain was a lot more interesting. Also, it was a cool villain. It's a serial killer.
Ooh,
that's a good villain.
That's not something you see in most superhero shows.
And I was really entertained. He's a really smart, methodical villain to go against somebody that is smart, but is mainly strength. However, all right, throw out the spoilers.
Oh, where's the button? Oh, it's the middle one.
Here's the problem. with Marvel Netflix. And I'm sorry I'm spoiling this, people.
Oh.
Skip forward. If you're listening to the audio version, I'll try to remember to put in time codes. However, I don't really think anybody's going to watch this.
I heard it had 4 viewers total.
Oh, gosh.
You have 3 people to talk to.
Me, Christian Ritter,
the editors.
and the editor.
Probably Mike Coulter, just because.
And Mike Coulter. He does show up. That was actually kind of cool. But here's the problem. Marvel Netflix problem. I'm finally getting to it. Sorry. They, for some reason, think it's a good idea to have a villain through the entire show, kill them, and in the last episode or two, have an actual character, usually a good guy, be the villain.
Oh, yeah.
They did it in Defenders with Sigourney Weaver. Very interesting villain. Kill her off, Elektra's your main bad guy.
Stupid.
Okay, whatever.
I hate the way Elektra was handled all the way through. Sorry.
They did it with
Luke Cage.
They killed off Cottonmouth real quick. They didn't make a good person the villain, but they killed off the best character of that show. In this one, the character is Trish Walker Hellcat. A good guy.
Her best friend, right?
Her friend.
Yeah.
Who decides that she's a moral compass and that she needs to murder everybody. That is bad. Because she has in the season 2, she was obsessed with getting superpowers. It was a horrible, horrible character arc, and it made no sense. Also, know what her powers are? Parkour. Those are her powers. Because her training is fighting.
So it just enhances it?
Apparently she has better reflexes,
sure.
But all she does is parkour. Oh, and then in a random episode, they're like, I can see in the dark. It's like, okay. And apparently her actual powers are mystic.
Oh, weird.
When that's the problem. That's a problem, though, when you make a realistic version. So I let that slide, but her powers are stupid. Like,
parkour.
Like, just don't give her powers. Make her train. Make her earn it. She just starts killing everybody. She's like, I'm the savior of this place now. Like, I'm so stupid. Anyway, and so there's another character that they added this season who has superpowers. In the comics, he's a telepath, and he's a villain. In this season of Jessica Jones, he's a good guy, and his power is he senses evil. The only reason he's in the show is to determine that Trish Walker Hellcat is actually evil, because he starts like bleeding out of his eyes when he gets around her. It's just like, this is so meaningless. Everything that he was in the show doesn't matter anymore, because this is the only reason he was here.
Does Spider-Man show up?
Yeah. No. But yeah, it was. I felt like if I was a Jessica Jones fan, and I should say also, I don't read Jessica Jones comics. I don't know a whole lot. This is based off small research that I did when something didn't feel right.
Oh.
So if I'm totally wrong, let me know. I'll totally eat that.
Eat it on the chin.
Are we done with spoilers?
Almost.
Yes, I'm done with spoilers. Unless I forgot something that I told you.
No.
Spoiler free
Okay.
again.
Done with spoilers.
Woo,
That being said, a couple more things. Jerry Hogarth is a worthless character. She's the one that...
She's still in it.
Yeah. She's literally in that show so that she can always make like an opposite decision that drives the story forward, so that it creates conflict. Always. Well, that being said, Carrie-Anne Moss is good.
Yeah, but it's... Yeah.
But it's meaningless.
Right.
You take out her role, her character, and the things involved with her, it's an 8-episode season. I think it would have been a lot better.
I always feel like her scenes in the first season were like passing scenes. Like, we're getting from this point to this point. We just need something in the middle.
That's exactly how it is in season 2 and 3. It worked for me in season 1. You didn't finish it, so you don't know that she gets Kilgrave. Like, she's like, oh, can you like do stuff for me? He's like, okay, but instead he just starts messing with her, and it like actually becomes important to the story.
Yeah.
In seasons 2 and 3, she's there. She's written conflict, forced conflict into the story. Like, oh, do you need this guy out of jail? Bring in the lawyer. Also,
right.
I know budget stuff. Why are none of the Defenders lawyers Matt Murdock? Just say it. Like, should we call Matt? No, we'll be fine. Okay, that's all I need. Like, and then don't do 13 episodes. Just do the story. I'll get to that again later. And then there's some really awful cuts in this, where they're like, this dirty cop gets killed, and the cops show up at Jessica because they think she did it, and they're like, "Where were you the other night?" Episode cut. It's like you don't need to build that tension. It's a binge watch show.
I was gonna say, sorry,
yeah.
it's a Netflix show. Like, that doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah,
it's not network television.
Right.
Like you don't.
I don't have to wait a week to figure out.
I can just start the next episode,
about it.
get the answer, and pause it and come back to it later.
They literally cut an episode in the middle of an action scene. Like they're like fighting, and all of a sudden, like somebody gets punched, and it's just like cut. Credits, and I'm like, and it didn't even pick up in the action scene. I'm pretty sure. It's like whoever. That's why I said editor.
Sure.
Whoever edited this thing didn't know what they were doing, and I just felt like the showrunner clearly had no concept of really what happened in the comics, and they're just like, I want to make a show about a tough.
It seems like
female
it's
lead.
So much more about just finishing.
Yeah, let's just get done.
Yeah.
We're contracted for 13 more of these things. Let's just knock them out and get it done.
Yeah, but it's a straight to streaming. It was so low, went way up, and then went back down. But
that's two capstone things that sucked.
So now I have a definitive list.
Oh yeah, of your Marvel Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna rank them all, and then I'm gonna give you what you need to watch if you want to watch
season,
the actual
right?
story.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to start at the bottom and go to the top.
Jessica Jones Season 2.
At number 13, we have Jessica Jones Season 2. Literal garbage. Number 12, Iron Fist Season 1. Number 11, The Punisher Season 2. Number 10, Jessica Jones Season 3. Number 9, Luke Cage Season 2. Number 8, Iron Fist Season 2. I was really surprised by that. Number 7, Luke Cage Season 1. Number 6, Defender Season 1. I think I like that one a lot more than other people. So
I really enjoyed Defenders.
Yeah, I did too, except for that Sigourney Weaver Electra bit. Number 5, Jessica Jones Season 1. Here going up, they're pretty much all booyahs except for Punisher, which is just so violent. Number 4, Daredevil Season 2. Number 3, Daredevil Season 1. Number 2, The Punisher Season 1. And number 1 is Daredevil Season 3. That season literally blew me away.
Okay, that might be enough convincing for me.
So,
yeah,
there it is. Now, if you don't...
However, I like Daredevil Season 1.
What's the abridged version?
A lot.
So, if you don't want to watch all the bad stuff, you just like want the Defender storyline, I got you. You start off with Daredevil Season 1. You watch Jessica Jones Season 1, Daredevil Season 2,
Yep.
Luke Cage, the last 3 episodes of Iron Fist Season 1,
Ooh, very specific.
The Defenders, Daredevil Season 3, done. That's the end. That's all you have to watch.
Oh, all right.
I would say maybe not even really Defenders, but like if you want to watch their Daredevil story, you have to watch the Defenders.
Oh,
because there's some pretty big stuff that happens to Matt in it.
Yeah. Just
like major stuff. So
kind of kicks off Season 3 of Daredevil, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, dude. I'm going to go watch Daredevil again, I think. That show's so good.
I really enjoy that show. I think what happened to me when I was watching it is I watched Season 1 and 2, like, it was like instant, like right away. And then Season 3 came out, and then I think like 2 weeks after it came out, I was kind of lagging behind, and then they announced that it was canceled.
Oh,
and I was just like,
what's the point?
All right, well,
yeah,
this kind of sucks. So then I kind of went to like through this phase where like, well, I don't need to watch it for the next season, so I'll just watch it when I feel like it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened.
I think there's still a part of me that's hoping that some of this stuff could end up on Disney Plus. Specifically just Daredevil. Yeah. Because that's one of the best superhero shows ever made. It's It's so good. Charlie Cox is Matt Murdock is freaking fantastic.
Have you read Daredevil Yellow yet?
No, I know.
I'm excited for you
I've
to
been
read
watching
it.
all these dang TV shows.
When I read that, I thought of season 1 of Daredevil a lot, and I was like, man, this is good.
I wonder if there's a lot of inspiration from that.
I would assume
for making it,
because it has a lot to do with Karen.
Yeah,
which is season 1 has a lot to do with Karen. Yeah. So, man, now I think I'm gonna watch season 3 soon.
Yes. All right, so I actually watched another show.
Breeze through this one.
Yeah, this one will be a lot faster, mainly because it was not disappointing. I watched Good Omens.
Yeah.
I've
heard good things about this.
On Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
We were hanging out with Chris the other night, and he's like, "Hey, I started watching Good Omens. It's pretty good so far." And then I finished Jessica Jones season 3, and I was like, I need something good to watch. So I was like, I'll watch Good Omens. It's 6 episodes.
Yeah.
They're an hour long.
Tell your story.
This is what I did on Sunday, like when I wasn't doing Father's Day stuff. Like it's such a quick watch, and it's a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
But I give it a fanboy worthy, mainly because of the weirdness of it and the religious stuff in it.
Yeah.
I wasn't offended by it, but I bet some people would.
Probably.
Mainly because you have an angel and a demon teaming up, and they usually don't. So, but that being said, I really enjoyed the show. It was really funny. The 2 leads, Martin Sheen and David Tennant, are incredible.
I do love both those actors.
David Tennant is so good. He is so funny in the show. He plays Crowley, the demon. His eyes look so cool in this because they're like snake eyes, and he wears sunglasses a lot. I was surprised with how much he actually like had the eyes, and it looks really cool. It's really visually cool, although I'm not sure if it was budgetary or a choice or if it was just bad. Some of the CG does not look good.
Oh yeah.
Specifically when the kid who plays the Antichrist is like hovering. Oh. He's like, I think he's on one wire. He's like it does not look good. I'm floating. And also, I didn't think that like the kid actors. I thought they were just irritating. Felt like I wasn't sure if they wanted to be campy or not. But yeah, I was talking about you don't have to have 13 episodes. Make the show. Yeah. If you need 6 episodes, great. If you need 6.5 episodes, like here's a little half episode. That works. If you need 20, if you really need 20, make 2 seasons.
Honestly, this is what you're talking about is what gives me hope for the final season of Arrow being 10 episodes.
Yeah.
It makes me think that they're actually going to wrap it up and it's going to be good. Because recently it has not been good.
But
that's what it made me think.
I really liked Good Omens. It was a lot of fun. I laughed a lot.
Nick
does not agree. He didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It definitely
Shout
won't
out
be.
Nick.
It definitely won't be for everybody.
Also, thank you for the cups.
So I had my cup in my hand, and I put I put it down to put my shoes on, stood up and walked out the door, and left my cup on the table. So awesome. Also,
it's all good.
That thing holds a lot of liquid.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I had to pee a lot in the middle of the night this weekend.
Did you go on 2 lunch? Then you fill it up at lunchtime, and then.
Oh, man! I drink a lot of more water at work than you do.
I don't drink a lot of water.
I drink like.
Wait! You put water in there?
Yeah.
It's not just for vodka?
Well, no.
Ugh.
Oh, okay.
Ugh, gross.
Just kidding.
Dude, if I drank that much vodka,
it would be awful.
Dude, you just gave me an awesome idea.
Oh man, I forgot to mention something with Jessica Jones.
Okay.
It's really quick. Just when you're making a show, and I can get into this later too with what we're talking about. Just be willing to embrace the source material.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to use everything, but at least look at it.
Look at it.
Because there's some good stuff there.
Good to know. Well, that's what we've been doing this week. Let's hop over into some news, maybe?
Yes.
Yes.
Some news.
Some news?
Yep.
We had some news.
Lepke agrees that the 2 leads were excellent.
Yeah, they're really good.
So real quick, let's actually start. No, we're gonna do that last because that's gonna be our first topic.
Okay.
Is E3 stuff is gonna be our first little
That's our first
topic. So we're gonna skip E3 things and news. We'll talk about those later. Oh, did you guys hear that J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot is
I saw this.
Gonna be partnering with someone new?
Warner Media, right?
Warner Media is looking like the big winner. So
For
currently
lots
they're
of
with
money.
Paramount, and I guess their deal probably
Ended.
contract ended, and so looks like JJ is maybe going to be looking over some of the Warner Brothers stuff that could feasibly extend to DC in some way. Who knows? Hey, but
J.J.
it is
Abrams'
interesting.
Green Lantern
It is
ends just
interesting
like the first one.
Him going from Warner with Star Trek, or not Warner, Paramount with Star Trek to, he's done Disney stuff with Star Wars. Now, I mean, it's good.
He does. Bad Robot does a lot of the Mission Impossible movies too.
Yes.
I'm curious if they'll be a part of those anymore.
Still be a part of those. I wouldn't be surprised, only because I think those contracts may have already been signed, but we'll see. I mean, it's just at a producer level.
Yeah,
it's not like he's got to be on set every day.
Here's $25 million for your budget. Don't forget to put our logo at the front.
Yep.
We're the red robot going through the grass.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, that's interesting, especially the DC part. I find that very interesting.
Yeah, that bleeds over the B. I'd be okay with it.
I would too.
I would too. I'm a big fan of JJ. He does a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool if he did a Green Lantern movie. He likes that spacey.
We get a lot of cool lens flare and
Green lens flares.
Yeah.
Hey, any color, man. There's all kinds of colored rings.
And an ending where Sinestro gets a yellow ring. Just like the Ryan Reynolds one. Because it can't end. The story can't end. It has to be open.
That's right.
That's J.J. Abrams' rule.
What do you guys got?
So I thought this was hilarious. There's a Fast and Furious animated TV show coming to Netflix.
Didn't I send you this? Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Fast and Furious Spy Racers. Listen, I'm gonna binge watch this.
I'm gonna watch
the
it
first
too.
weekend it comes out. Are you though?
Yes.
Okay.
I will.
I'm gonna watch all 20 episodes just right away. I'm assuming it's gonna have a
Non-stop.
bunch.
This is like, I got excited for the Jurassic World animated TV show. I know people are excited. I'm probably on the opposite side of this. We're like, who wants this or needs this? But it's you guys.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. You guys are thinking the same thing about me with Jurassic World, so I'm glad there's something for everyone.
Next movie franchise I'm introducing my wife to. Fast and Furious, baby.
Yep.
We're gonna watch them all.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's gonna be great.
Oh yes, those movies are so good. One of the best cinematic universes.
Can't wait till they go to space at 9.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Driving
a car on the moon.
Dude, eventually they're definitely going time travel, right? Like, it's gonna happen.
For sure.
They have to.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like in 19. They're gonna go back to where like
The Model T.
The Model T. Dom's gonna be just drifting that thing hard.
Wheels are gonna be like bent.
Gonna just roll it into a parking spot.
Like jumping onto horses and off of horses.
Then John
onto
Wick's gonna show up.
Carriages onto Model T's.
Dude, Keanu is definitely in the next Fast and Furious movie.
If Keanu isn't in every summer movie franchise
He's gonna be
next year,
He's got to be the villain. They always introduce a new villain.
What if they
But
just
then
straight up pull John Wick across to the Fast and Furious?
Oh my gosh!
And he just kills them all, and that's how the whole thing ends.
This is what they seem to do.
Fast and Furious 9, John Wick 4.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron, because she hasn't been caught yet, spoilers for 8, is going to team up with Keanu, her like ex or something, I don't know. And
Inevitably.
then, I don't know, she's probably going to join the team, and then he's going to be the villain, and then he's going to join the team, because the villains always join the team.
Yeah. And then they're going to do another Fast and Furious presents John Wick 4.
Yes!
There you go. That's how it works.
I'm down.
So, to get back on topic, some DC news did come out. Todd Phillips has put in the finishing touches on his Joker movie.
Yes.
And he released another screen grab from it.
Teaser image.
Looks pretty cool. This thing is definitely setting up. I feel like I'm gonna watch a biopic for the Joker.
I know.
Like, all the promotion for
I'm
it
excited.
feels like they're writing a biography in film, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, I still think that movie could win an Oscar. like just based on that first trailer.
Yeah.
Like I really do, and I don't think it will, but I think it could. It could be nommed.
If Suicide Squad can win an Oscar.
Well, that's true.
A major Oscar.
Okay.
The ones that count.
Hey, they are all important.
Yep.
But some are less prestigious. Also, to go along with the Joker, confirmed to be R-rated.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's bad news for my mom. I mean, she won't watch it. But good news for me, because I think that it just gives them free reign to really explore the darkness of that character.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Batgirl is not banging Batman on a roof, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, no, none of that now. None of that.
I still don't get that.
I still don't know why it was in the movie.
Some sad, well, maybe depending on who you are, some sad news. The Tick was not picked up. It was canceled by Amazon, and then they were kind of shopping it around, and it didn't get picked up by anyone. So it is officially
dead,
put out to pasture, and
that sucks.
Yeah, I watched the first half of the first season, and I enjoyed it, but it wasn't it didn't grab me in the way that I know it grabbed some people, and so, but still kind of sucks.
Yep. It's all right. The Boys comes out this year, and I'm pumped for that.
That looks awesome.
Oh, I can't wait for that show. Speaking of The Boys, they released another trailer for that, and it just looks really good. That wasn't my news story, though. Netflix hired the writer for Coco. His name is Matthew Aldrich, to oversee the Narnia stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it's also weird that they say Narnia projects, because when it first came out, they're like movies and TV shows, and I just really I don't know. I feel like they should do TV shows or movies.
You don't need to do both.
like here's an hour and a half movie, and now here's 8 episodes.
8 1-hour episodes.
Yeah. It's like, I guess
I could see, but
if they treat it like a BBC show,
Wardrobe is going to be way more digestible as a movie than a TV show.
Yeah, because it's been done.
Because it's
twice.
Well, and it's not that big of a story. Mm-hmm. Whereas something like Voyage of the Dawn Treader would make an awesome TV show, because you could that book is literally like island hopping for half of it.
Yep.
New island every week.
I wonder if they could kind of mix and match the TV show movie stuff.
One weekend for Luke.
Kind of like how, BBC does Sherlock.
Yeah.
It's like they have a series.
It's
like
3 episodes.
3 movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or 4 movies, depending on the season. But I wonder if they could do something like that. Or like here's a part 1 and part 2. This one's shorter. We don't really need all the thing. Here's a part 1. I don't know. But we'll see. But I love Coco, so him coming in to kind of start that makes me feel good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Makes me cry.
It's a movie with a lot of heart, and the Narnia universe just has that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it has that embodiment of hope and childish, adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Coco really resonated with me in that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
Childlike faith.
Yeah. It's cool. That's neat.
New trailer, or I guess the only trailer for Ready or Not came out.
Yes. These guys
I
think it looks hilarious.
I thought it looked stupid. I felt like they didn't know what tone they wanted.
I don't know if I think it looks stupid, but it definitely doesn't look good.
It's not going to be good. It's going to be a bad movie that I'm going to laugh at.
I just they're like, we're married now. What's the first thing we're going to do? We're going to play a family game night, except it's murder. It's like, okay, this is stupid. That's a reach for something.
I can promise that's not what happens.
What happened?
I was going to say, I sat down and played a whole game of Catan.
Did you?
No.
Oh. I was going to say, I definitely did not play Catan.
I've
never
other
played
trailers.
that game.
Did we talk about Ad Astra last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked about how it was one of my favorite parts of Dark Phoenix.
I rewatched that this week and was like, I don't remember if we talked about it. It still blows my mind. I'm loving it. Dr. Sleep.
I have not watched this trailer.
Oh, dude.
I have not seen The Shining. So, spoilers for The Shining. I know. I'll get to it eventually.
Luke and I will watch it this week.
I'm giving Luke
Do you have it?
the biggest glare. I don't have it.
Oh,
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
The old guy doesn't have the old movie.
Mr. High and Righteous over there doesn't own apparently the best movie ever
It
made.
is not the best movie ever made.
What is the best movie definitively? Right now, you have 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. He doesn't answer. We're moving on.
There's no great movie. They're all fine.
All right, yeah, Dr. Sleep
Dr.
trailer.
Sleep
Did you
looked
like
good.
it?
I liked it.
I did too. Made me want to watch The Shining finally. Well, I've
Isn't
wanted.
it on Netflix?
I don't know. It goes off and on.
I think it is. I'm going to look it up right now while...
I don't want to watch it by myself though.
Oh, I just said we're going to watch it together.
But I keep.
Just said that.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was making fun of Brett.
I don't care.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch it for a while, but then I'm always like, watch something else.
Isn't it super
I
long?
don't know why. Like, it is not.
It's not on
It is
there.
not that scary. You could handle it.
I just don't want to watch it by myself.
Okay.
Like, I don't think it'd be as entertaining.
That's fine.
Let's rent it and watch it together.
Okay.
Cool.
I can do that. Right
Cool
now?
deal. No.
Cancel the pod.
I assume I'm not invited because it's past my bedtime.
Yeah, you're old. You'll probably fall
Okay, cool.
asleep. And
Good
we don't
to
want
know
we don't
you're
want to
just
hear you
looking
snoring
out
when
for
we're
my-
trying to watch the movie.
There's
Yeah.
also a Frozen 2 official trailer.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, I thought that looked good.
I thought it looked fine. I'm not huge on Frozen. I've talked about that. I'm sure the movie will be good.
I didn't watch it. I just
I don't know. Like, when I say good, I'm not like, whoa, but
You're not like the rest of the internet
for
overreacting
a-
and everything?
For a sequel, let me put it this way. For a sequel to an animated movie, I think it looks good.
I read something somewhere that Pixar said, is it Frozen 2 is the last sequel they're doing?
Oh, really?
Is Frozen Pixar? I thought it was just Disney.
I thought it was...
Or maybe it was Toy Story 4 is the last
I think it's Toy Story
sequel
4.
that Pixar is going to do, and they're going to do all original stuff moving forward.
I think that's
I think
it.
it's just Disney.
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it's Toy Story 4. Is what
That's
they
a
were
new
talking
story
about.
and a half.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Love that idea.
At least make them look more interesting than Onward, though.
Yeah, Frozen is just Disney.
Okay. I thought the Onward thing was just like, hey, here's
Hey.
Chris Pratt and Tom Holland.
Yeah, I need
watch our movie.
I need a better trailer for Onward before
I'm
I get
Spider-Man.
excited about that.
I'm Star-Lord!
I'm Rex Dangervest.
You guys got any other news stories?
E3 news stories.
We have two kind of casting things, one for Marvel and one for DC.
Shoot.
For Marvel, they're starting to kind of do some stuff for Shang-Chi.
Yep.
And the two people that are rumored are Donnie Yen, which, sure, I'll definitely take that.
Absolutely.
Dude is awesome. He's a legend. And the other one is Ludi Lin.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Yeah, he was the Black Ranger.
Yeah.
And he was also Merc and Aquaman. He's the one who put his head in the toilet.
Yep.
Either one of those would be great.
I think they'll both do well.
So I'll bring that on.
One
The
is
other
way more established than the other.
Yeah. The one for DC was the villain list is starting to come out.
Yeet.
For
The Batman.
the Batman.
And we'd already kind of heard stuff about Penguin and Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Those came out again. And then we also kind of heard stuff about the Riddler, Firefly, Two-Face, and the Mad Hatter.
Ooh.
Which I'm for all of those.
Yeah.
All 6 of those. Mainly because none of them are the Joker.
Yeah. You just have to steer. I think you have to steer clear of that
For a while.
for a while, well, especially if they're gonna release a standalone.
Yeah.
Until it is revealed at the end of the Batman that Joaquin Phoenix was pulling the strings the whole time.
What?
That's an obvious joke.
Real quick before we hop into
crucify me for that.
the E3 stuff, one last thing.
I guess. Never mind.
Oh, no,
we'll
go
talk about
ahead.
it later.
Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. I was gonna mention the dark side thing.
No, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's why I said we can talk about it later.
So the box office. Let's just talk about that real quick.
Oh boy.
The fact that it was just low.
It's we've had a rough since Endgame.
Everybody.
Pretty much every movie has come out below expectations except for Aladdin.
Yes.
And some of those like real like low budget movies. We're not counting those because those are going to make their money back no matter what. But like Godzilla, Dark Phoenix, Men in Black, Secret Life of Pets, Shaft all came in. Not like
all came in like, below 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Not even just like under their what estimates were, but like significantly under. Mm-hmm. And I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts. Why do you think that is?
There's a recipe for success at the box office, and that is to be owned by Disney.
You're not wrong.
That's the only two. It's those two.
Next week is, or this week, I guess, is
Toy Story 4,
which will be really good, and then it'll go down again, and then Lion King will come out, and it'll go back up.
Far From Home also.
And then Far From Home.
Do we think
Far From Home then?
How do we think Far From Home's gonna do?
Really well, because I think people want to know.
I think it's tracking at like 125.
Jeez. For the opening weekend?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That being said, it opens July 4th weekend.
And it opens on a Tuesday.
And it opens on a Tuesday. Those numbers will be very
on a Tuesday
to look at. Okay, yeah.
Spider-Man's going up on a Tuesday, baby.
But yeah, no, I just thought it was interesting that
a bunch
of these are all sequels. What I named.
That's what I was gonna say. They're all sequels that probably people aren't really that interested in.
Yeah.
Like the people that were interested in it went and saw it probably.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, and I'm thinking like Secret Life of Pets. That's obviously an animated movie more geared towards younger audiences.
I hated the first one.
I fell asleep.
When I as a parent am like, I could see Secret Life of Pets this week, or next week I could take my kid to go see Toy Story.
You're gonna go.
I'm skipping Secret Life of Pets to go see Toy Story.
And you're definitely taking your kid to see Godzilla.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Now pay attention, sweetie. Here comes the butterfly.
Ghidorah's got 3 heads.
And what you do to become successful in the future is scream a lot, like Millie Bobby Brown.
So
you're set for your career.
You know, this kind of when we started 2019, back in December, January, we kind of had our like, what do we think 2019 is going to be like? And I really predicted that it would be a poor year. And obviously the spring proved me wrong. Like the spring did great with
Captain Marvel and
Endgame.
Disney. Sorry.
You're fine.
There's a common theme here.
You're fine. But even like Shazam did pretty good.
Yeah.
Not like phenomenal, but it also had a much lower budget.
Detective Pikachu did pretty good.
Did well, yeah.
Go Warner, you got 2.
Yeah. I just think it's interesting that maybe now like we're even more in the time of blockbusters aren't the king anymore. You have these pillars where the God movies exist and blockbusters don't even reign supreme anymore, I think. Or you just redefine what a blockbuster is. Because all of these, I think by definition, would be considered blockbusters.
Well, Luke and I were kind of talking about this on the way over, and it was just kind of mentioned in passing, but we were talking about like all these big blockbuster films. Like, yes, they're great, but if your story sucks, nobody's gonna watch it, and that's been kind of the theme this year.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember the last time I saw 4 movies in a row that I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the last 4 movies I've watched in theaters, I've just walked out and been like, yep, that happened. I just wasted my money on that. And that doesn't happen often.
Right.
But this year has kind of been that way.
Yeah.
You'll get like one that's way up here, and then you'll get like plateau, and then another one that's up here, and then
yeah, there's like a weird thing where you have the high of Endgame, even if its storytelling is really good, but like even if it wasn't,
it was gonna do well.
It's still so good.
Yeah.
And just fun to watch. So you mix movies that maybe aren't as, they're definitely not franchises that are nearly as popular. X-Men may be the most of those ones. But even then, that series has seen diminishing returns the last
3 or 4 or 5 years.
5 films even.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's interesting. We'll definitely be tracking that a little more
keep
throughout
our
the
finger
summer
on it.
and see what.
I find it surprising though that the R-rated X-Men movies do very well.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Something Disney will probably be looking at, but
looking at and then ignoring.
Let's go Joker.
Not on brand. Okay, are we ready to move into E3?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so last week we talked about Xbox and Bethesda, and that's about it. Ubisoft, yeah. EA. Okay, yeah. So we kind of covered the big those ones. Mm-hmm. We missed though Nintendo and Square Enix. So let's talk about those and then just kind of give some overall E3 thoughts.
We watched the Avengers trailer on the show.
We did.
Yeah.
And then I went back and I rewatched it because I couldn't really see it.
Yeah.
The thing looks terrible. I think it looks terrible.
That game literally looks like I feel bad for saying it, but it looks like the cookie cutter action game. Like
I still can't tell what kind of game it is.
Okay. I have a question. Because I saw leaked footage of gameplay, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Did they show us gameplay or not?
I think
it looked
maybe
like there
were some like little snippets of gameplay just with the HUD stuff removed.
Yeah.
The UI gone, so it looks a little more cinematic. I think.
So this was what I predicted to be the biggest flop of E3.
I think you were right.
You nailed it.
I don't. Yeah, like judging by Twitter and people's responses, people don't really like it that much. People are petitioning for the designs to change.
All right. Well, I have something to add to our next segment.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. I don't know.
Did you see Square Enix's response? They're like, no.
Yeah, we're not changing it.
Thank God.
And that's something I like about Square Enix. Like, they stick to their guns on all their projects.
It's too bad the designs look bad.
They have the balls to come out and release a game from 1997 again and say it's remastered. It's not remastered at all. It is literally ported, and it looks terrible, and I'm going to buy it.
Which one was that?
Final Fantasy VIII.
7 looks cool, though.
The remake of 7?
Yeah.
The remake of 7 looks good.
That they're releasing in episodes?
It looks good.
That you'll be able to play the first level, and then 5 years later, you'll probably get the second level.
I'm stuttering. If it's how it's
all right.
I understand it, the first episode is all of Midgar, which is pretty big. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII on my Switch currently.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I've run into a glitch where no matter how far I go,
Tyler.
yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to help out.
No, yeah.
No matter how far I get, even if I save, I lose all my progress.
Ew.
So I'm kind of like, screw this game right now. But no, if it's all of Midgar in episode 1, it'll be quite a bit of content. Midgar's pretty big. I remember reading people's reactions to getting out of Midgar in that game, and they're like, wait, there's more? This is a game that was a 4-disc game on PlayStation. So there's plenty of content. They'll work it out.
Speaking of Midgard.
Midgar.
Yeah, no, it's playing words. Midgard is Earth, and that's what Thor calls Earth. The Avengers, I'm sorry, I'm still kind of on this.
No, go back to Avengers, it's fine.
I'm trying to be respectable in what I say with also just completely bashing it. I don't know how to do that. Their faces look so bad, and Thor looks
really
like
weird game where they want to make them look like the MCU characters,
but they
can't. I mean, obviously you can't make it look like Chris Evans and all, because then you had to pay them, and you're not going to get them for voice acting.
The whole Bruce Banner looks just exactly like Mark Ruffalo. Thor looks like Billy Ray Cyrus. And then Black Widow,
she looks old.
Her face does not look right. It does not look right. Like, it looks like there was no motion capture involved, and they're like, let's design a face, but they didn't know what a face looked like.
3 discs. Sorry.
Like, it looks so bad. And, like, I thought I would still get this game even if it wasn't great. I don't know. Like, I think it looks really bad.
To me, when I rewatched it, clearly what that is probably the first mission of the opening cinematic and maybe a little gameplay sprinkled in.
That's your tutorial.
I'm gonna wait to reserve judgment until I actually see gameplay because
in 4 years.
I really am curious about gameplay. I just think if this was gonna be your like this is your chance when everyone's eyes are on it, and yeah, it doesn't count for another year, but you gotta have. I think you just have to have a little bit better vertical slice than that.
Well, the problem too is that they announced it 6 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're like, we announced this game.
The anticipation has been building.
Right. They're like, 6 years ago we announced this game. We are going to show you it. And then they show us this same cinematic cutscene thing that we get with every game. Yeah. Right? I mean, it's so frustrating.
If it, like, I don't know if I should say this. I did watch the leaked stuff where the dude's hiding behind the chair.
Oh, yeah.
I watched it. I thought it looked you could barely see anything. But I feel like it's going to be run over here, quick time event.
Oh.
Run over here, new character, quick time event.
Is it not co-op? It's just... Okay.
I don't know. They switched characters a lot.
I wonder if it's one of the... Like, a little bit like with Watch Dogs Legion, you can just kind of control whichever Avenger you want at the time. I don't know.
I have a feeling it's not. Like, I have a feeling it'll be like, now you get to play as Hulk. Now you're Captain America. Oh, Captain America's dead. So now we're going to play as Iron Man. I can't believe, man, I killed Captain America. That was a stupid choice. I can't believe we're doing that.
It's fine. Okay.
It's the best, it's the best Avenger.
The other thing that Square Enix that really looked cool to me was Outriders teaser.
I think I missed it.
Just a teaser. Basically, it's a 1 to 3 person co-op shooter. It's from People Can Fly. They did Gears of War Judgment and Bulletstorm.
People Can Fly?
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive.
Okay, so since you just talked about them, I actually enjoyed Gears of War Judgment.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people hate that game, but I enjoyed it.
I played a little bit of it, and I thought it was fine.
Yeah. It's
but
different.
I'm not a hardcore Gears guy. So.
It's different, and you can certainly tell it's a different game.
Yeah.
But it is fun.
So I thought that one looked cool. That was a neat little, like... And that was like the only thing in Square's 6 or 8 announcements that really interested me since
Final Fantasy VIII coming to consoles again. That excites me because, and I know JT, who's in the chat right now, him and I have talked endlessly about 8 being left in the dark for so long. Like they did 7 and 9 and 10, and you're like. Why? Where's 8?
Why?
And
Why?
so when they exactly
Why?
that video. So I'm happy that 8's coming. It was my favorite Final Fantasy game back in the day. It's the only one I made it through like the opening thing of, because it was the only one I cared enough to try. So I'm excited for that. I'll definitely be picking it up if it's not $60, which I imagine will be 20. But
Lou, do we need to worry about your computer?
We'll find out.
Do you want me to go wake it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, why not? We'll see. We'll see if it's still recording.
Don't go to sleep.
Yep, it probably stopped.
You need to put in your password. Go put in your password.
Yeah, we got discussions to get to.
Link's Awakening was given a release date of September 20th.
Yeet.
So, for all of you, we're still good?
All of you at home.
Everyone wanting more...
You can't just walk in front of the camera. You have to do something.
Yeah.
You should have mooned it.
No.
Next time, baby.
I don't have a censor button.
It's just a spoiler button. Just put it right on. Spoilers. Yeah, I think Link's Awakening looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yup.
However, I heard that it doesn't play well.
That's sad.
And I don't remember where I heard that, and I'm sorry I don't have a source.
Well,
might have been on IGN.
I will wait for Jason Schreier to put out a tweet regarding that game. Because the minute he says it's amazing, because I'm pretty sure it's his favorite Zelda game. As soon as he's like, yeah, it's really good, I'm like, all right, cool, I'll get it.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be $60.
Yeah, it's not one that I'm going to probably jump at, but...
I'm not paying $60 for that. I'm sorry. It's
going
to take 3 hours to beat.
The only exposure to the world of Zelda has been Breath of the Wild.
Oh.
So, like, I'm looking forward to more of that, which I'm getting in like 10 years.
That's the only Zelda game you've played?
Yeah. I know.
Should I bring my GameCube over and you can just have it for a bit?
Yes, please. I need to be educated.
Because then you could play Ocarina and Majora's and Wind Waker.
I need to be educated. That's all I can say.
I'll educate you.
Yeah. But yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 is in development, coming out for the Switch. So obviously before the next console.
I would hope they're not getting ready to release another console. That'd be
I
ridiculous.
I don't with Nintendo. Who knows? They won't mostly. And actually, that was the biggest surprise for me of E3 was that they didn't have their
new rumored console,
Slim or XL
yeah,
console there.
I just need XL Joy-Cons, man.
Right?
That's all I need. I'm fine with the screen size.
Yeah.
I just need bigger Joy-Cons. My hands, I got fat fingers. I press all the buttons at once.
And another Nintendo property that people seem to really like, Animal Crossing. That game got delayed to March.
It'll still sell
It will. It's going to be fine.
I've never played the Animal Crossing games.
I never have either.
So the highlight of Nintendo for me was Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Ooh, yes.
They released a 20-minute gameplay video of their new wild areas, and it looks like Pokemon Breath of the Wild, which I'm really looking forward to. You can see Pokemon flying around. I'm a resident Pokemon guy.
Yeah.
So I'll own that.
It's not me?
I've seen... No,
so you're the Zelda guy.
There's definitely some...
I think I'm the Marvel Netflix guy.
Yeah. You are that. There is definitely some sort of multiplayer aspect that I still don't quite understand, but I'm sure as more directs come out regarding the game, we'll know. Yeah. Apparently, it was playable at E3, so I'm really holding out hope that they're going to release a demo, because Nintendo's been trying to do that more, with games that I think they're not. With prove it games, if that makes sense. Yeah. Kirby had a demo, Yoshi had a demo, Super Mario U did not. You know what I mean? So it's games that they know will sell. But Pokemon Let's Go had a demo. So it makes me think that maybe Sword and Shield could get one. And if so, I'll download it and play it and report back. But that was my highlight of Nintendo's. That and Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah. It was a cool little teaser.
It was cool to see Zelda.
Yes.
Actually,
fingers crossed.
I really hope it's co-op. That would be a really fun direction.
That'd be a cool
for
Switch.
Zelda.
That would be really neat.
Then I could maybe get Dana to play it.
Yeah. Can I play with you?
It would force us to buy another one so Stephanie and I could play together.
Oh no.
What if you could play on the same screen?
If you could play on the same screen, it'd be fine. But I like to
if
play.
They don't need to introduce multiplayer. I hope it's couch co-op.
I think both of us like to play it
separately
in handheld though.
Oh.
So
I don't think I've played my Switch docked since I got it.
I'm glad you said that. I played my Switch docked this past weekend for the first time in a long time. I forgot how awesome it feels to play the Switch just like a normal console.
Oh, yeah.
My wireless Zelda controller. I'm just
noise.
And then wait. Yeah. I'm like, yes!
Unless you're me, then it's...
You need to turn off your motion control.
No, I just can't. The joystick, the thumbsticks are so small. I'm slipping off. I'm like, ugh.
I imagine Luke has the motion controls turned on. He's like, why won't this aim? And he's like,
wait, stop moving. No.
Maybe you need to use motion controls.
No.
I use the motion controls for...
Really?
Yeah, and I think it's great.
I went through Wii Motion Plus on the Wii. I don't need it again. The first thing I do on all of my Nintendo games now is I look for motion control.
That's fair.
I go to Best Buy, and if Dana's looking at appliances, I'll go play Breath of the Wild on the demo thing, and it always has motion controls turned on. I'm like, turn those off. All right, now I can play this game.
So something else. Sorry, I'm getting us back.
No,
on
you're
track.
fine.
Something else that I think
it's pretty late. We are way behind.
It's normal.
Yeah.
I think people are pretty excited about Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah, that's another one I forgot about.
I remember playing the first one, or maybe it's the second one on GameCube.
Probably the first one.
Yeah.
This one was announced last year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
it has Gooigi in it, which is Flubber disguised as Luigi. If you were wondering.
Makes sense.
Yeah. You gonna play that one?
We'll see. Unless it's crap.
I watched some gameplay and it looks really slow. You're just like...
I was a lot younger when the first one was out, so I don't really remember if I liked it.
There was some Smash Bros. News too.
There
Banjo-Kazooie.
And some other guys. Listen, besides Banjo-Kazooie, we're getting lots more guys with swords.
Swords!
There's 30 sword characters. Stop it. They're all the same.
I just thought it was cool. That
Literally every Final Fantasy character has the exact same moves. Every Fire Emblem character has the exact same moves. Stop it.
I'm excited that.
Banjo-Kazooie's awesome, though.
Yeah, it's cool that Rare is letting their property go back to a Nintendo. Because now they're owned by Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Who? Sorry.
Rare.
Yeah.
That's who.
Yes, because they do.
They did
They do
this.
the pirate game.
When Microsoft bought them.
What's the pirate game called?
Sea of Thieves?
Sea of Thieves.
That game is a thief.
Which
Thief.
supposedly now is actually quite good.
Yeah,
You should hop back on.
I should.
I don't believe that. I have Game Pass and I won't play that game.
I'll hop on.
You should hop on with Tyler
No.
I should hop on with
I hate
Chris.
that game.
and stream, and then
Yeah.
I'll watch you guys, and I'll make fun of you, because
Sounds
it'd be
good.
fun.
Oh, I forgot to mention Forza Horizon 4 is absolutely delightful.
Oh yeah.
That game is amazing. I had 3. Sorry, this is what I've been doing last week. I had 3 and I liked it. Thought it was good. But Horizon 4 is absolutely incredible. So good.
The Horizon games are always good. I haven't played 4, but
Oh, dude, you have Game Pass.
I know.
Just download it on
I'm sorry.
your hunk of an Xbox out there and just
It's a hunk.
bring it over to my
Honka.
house and then play it. Yeah, Jared Leto would love that. And then play it on my TV because it's 4K. And you just be like, it's incredible. Sorry.
The last thing I have, and I don't understand why, Witcher 3 is going to be on Switch.
Yeah.
It's going to look like crap, and I don't understand how the Switch can even, like, run that game.
Docked it runs 720. Handheld it runs 540.
How big will that game be, though? Like,
I think they were saying it's
what is it on Xbox or PS4, and what will they compress it to?
54 on Xbox, I
want to
think.
say they compressed it quite a bit. I thought they said it was one of their larger games, maybe 30 gigs.
Oh, wow.
Because what's Zelda? Zelda's like 50. Is Zelda more than 15?
Zelda's like 13.2.
Oh, okay. Maybe 30 is not right. Maybe it was 15 because I feel like I had heard 15 and then I doubted myself.
So I was looking when I was going to buy
I guess
Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered.
Look it up.
I was looking at the graphics comparisons to like the Xbox 360, and they take so much out that it just looks really weird.
Take a big old dive
Yeah.
off a cliff.
The only thing, I still will eventually get Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered for my Switch because one, it's cool to play that in handheld.
Oh no, I was right. 32 gig
Jeez.
Oh, my God.
file
And then
size.
2, Liberation, which was never on consoles, is on it, and I want to play that one.
It's because it has 16 DLCs. Good lord.
Dude, CD Projekt Red
plus
does not mess
2
around.
expansions.
Also, in the Witcher 3 story, they mentioned Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, one of the wizards who can
Who takes
back and forth through dimensions.
what is
or
her name?
time
Yeah,
or something.
she takes her to a different dimension,
Yeah.
and she's like, there's flying ships and people have metal in their heads and hands, and I was like, yup.
That's cool.
Cyberpunk was in development already.
I think they've been working on that game since, like, 1994.
Probably.
Do we think anyone?
When
What's
Marathon
our
came out.
overall like? How would we rate this E3?
Who won E3?
Well, oh yeah, sure. Did anyone win E3? Was it a good E3? Was it a bad E3 overall? What are our final thoughts?
I
on
thought E3 was just fine.
I'd say it was poor.
I give it a thumbs. It was a thumbs up.
I don't know, like,
That
what
is to be expected out of the three of us. That is
Yeah.
the exact responses we expected to have.
I don't know. I feel like, yeah, they revealed cool stuff, but it was nothing really new. It was all stuff we expected or had seen already. And the stuff that we had seen already, we didn't get new stuff.
I'm going to say the issues I had, not a lot of holiday releases,
Yeah,
not a lot of gameplay, nothing we didn't already really know about.
yeah.
So it was just okay.
It definitely seems like more of those big games are like
Pushing, because the
to,
next generation.
to spring or to next
Well, what they're
fall.
doing is, what I'm guessing they're doing is we release it on these consoles in the spring, and
Right,
then we
and
push
then
it out on the next gen
I
and
felt
double
like-
our profits.
Yeah, oh
we'll
yeah,
port
for
it.
sure.
I think the only...
Well, but that'll be interesting because of backwards compatibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feel like the
Unless
only
they have
reveal
just, like, a
I
Game
actually
of the Year edition.
like cared about was the release date of Cyberpunk, and that's like a non-reveal to me.
What was the
I guess.
What was the surprise game of E3 for you guys that you were just like, wow, that actually looks really good? And it can't be Cyberpunk.
Maybe
For me, it was Cyberpunk because I've been on the fence with that game.
Oh, I was all
I'm
in.
not a- I'm
as soon as
not
I
a-
found out what it was about, I was like, yeah.
I'm not a huge CD Projekt Red guy. I just haven't played a lot of their games. Nothing against them. I'm just not into that like super RPG. I'm gonna spend 1,300 hours grinding away.
I've bought Skyrim 3 times.
That said, I've Destiny 2. I know you've never heard of it. Has slowly
Heard of
become
what?
more and more of an MMO.
Yeah.
And so I'm gearing up to that, and Cyberpunk seems like a world that's really interesting to me. So
The problem I have with CD Projekt Red, and it's not necessarily them, it's just The Witcher 3, is like the same problem I had with Kingdom Hearts 3. For every like 20 to 25 minutes of gameplay, I get 30 minutes of cutscenes, and that irritates me so much.
yeah,
It's why I stopped playing Quantum Break.
Mm.
It's why I stopped playing The Witcher. It's why I still haven't beat Kingdom Hearts 3. I just cannot handle that. I play games to play games. I don't play games to watch TV shows. I can do that on my own without paying $60 for it.
right.
And I'm already bad at watching TV shows as it is. So doing that to a game makes it worse.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not familiar with any of their games prior, you're probably going to have that in Cyberpunk. However, I think the speed in which Cyberpunk will be played will make that more digestible.
Yeah. If
Sure.
if
It's
it's
gonna be
anything
fast-paced.
Yeah.
like they released that 48-minute gameplay thing from Gamescom last year.
Yeah. That was
Like
awesome.
there wasn't a lot of cutscenes.
Which
in it.
Gamescom is in 18 days. Or not Gamescom.
They
some other
did.
big one.
It's apparently the gameplay from E3 is going to be available
available at some
after
point.
PAX West,
Oh, nice. Oh.
and we'll be there.
You just
So if you're
reminded me
going,
that I'm not
are
going
you-
to PAX West. It makes me sad.
we need those scoops, Brett.
I'm sorry.
Tyler, it's your turn.
Actually, I am going to PAX South next year
Yeah.
with our boy Lepke.
Noise. Okay. Should we move on?
My favorite
We
thing
didn't
from
answer.
E3 was probably 12 minutes.
12 minutes does look very interesting.
Yeah.
I thought that looked really cool.
Yep.
Mine was Watch Dogs Legion. It was the game I didn't know I was interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks way too ambitious. I'm so interested to see how it turns out.
Let me know.
Yeah.
'Cause I won't
Yeah, it
play.
comes out too close to Cyberpunk for you.
And apparently pretty close to Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, I saw that rumor today.
Might come out in
Yeah,
February.
February. Like I said, all those big AAA games moving to the spring.
Yeah.
February is the new.
Way to go, Zelda.
October.
Yep. Zelda came out, did really well, and everybody's like, huh, why don't we do that too?
There was another game I think that came out
Horizon.
before Zelda. Horizon. Or
Also,
was that at the same year?
Horizon was the year before it.
Was it the year before Zelda?
I think so. The complete edition of that game is
I don't know.
$10 right now
But
at GameStop.
Dang.
congratulations to February on becoming the new
October.
October. Okay. Next big topic.
Fandom.
Toxic fandom.
Yeah.
I actually have the dark side of fandom.
How'd you spell Dark Side?
2 words.
Okay, just curious.
I read a book
Capital
called The
D,
Dark
capital
Side
S.
once. It wasn't very good.
There's this strange Dark Side news that dropped.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Which just really leads into this.
You were a machine. That was incredible. High five.
I do what I can.
Dude, that was... Have
Um,
you seen this post?
No.
Oh,
So
okay.
this past weekend was Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, fathers.
Yeah, happy
Mr.
Father's Day, Brett.
Happy Grandfather's Day,
I
Brett.
actually texted Brett
Thanks,
yesterday. Like, I
Um,
just like, Brett's a dad. Never mind. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say something I didn't need to.
Oh, no.
It wasn't anything regarding you guys.
So Zack Snyder got on the world
Oh, no.
world famous app Vero,
Oh, I deleted it.
the one that everybody
No.
uses. Haven't been on Vero. Haven't had it for over a year now, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
more. But anyway, he posted, here's the real big bad father of the universe or whatever, or something like that.
Oh.
Didn't read it. And it was a picture of Darkseid from his version of Justice League. And what does this ensue? It invites
In the best comment sections ever.
it invites multiple people to just beg and declare and demand
Tell me that doesn't look
the Snyder Cut.
It does look dope.
I was like, oh man, I hate this post, but that does look real sick.
It's we rag on the Snyder Cut. I'd watch the Snyder Cut.
I would
too.
It's just an easy target.
Yep.
Because
and it's not moving.
And I don't mean to like. I'm not trying to be mean, but like, you guys gotta calm down. Like,
well,
I feel like a big part of what we often say is you're not entitled to any of this stuff.
Yeah.
If you get something, you can enjoy it, or you cannot enjoy it.
And you can have an opinion.
You can form an opinion about it,
and you can share that opinion.
But you can't attack people for not sharing that opinion with you.
Right.
You cannot attack creators.
Yeah.
You cannot attack creators, directors, writers, producers, studios, actors.
You shouldn't attack other
fans. The movie. It's very mean. You can't do that. I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know.
It was going to have a lot of cool big words, but no, it wasn't. I don't know any big words.
Yeah, the sense of entitlement in fandom is such a problem. And it just keeps, like, the social media age just compounds that problem, like because it gives everyone a voice, which is great.
Which is good.
Social media is great for that, but it's also really bad for that. And like you mentioned, it's like the dark side of social media is that some people who probably shouldn't be able to put their thoughts out on the internet can.
Right.
And the sense of entitlement kills me. It drives me nuts.
If it can be used for good, it can be used for evil or just bad purposes.
It's good versus evil.
Rarely is it that binary.
Doing the rest of the episode like this.
Good luck.
Luke needs to be doing that.
Why?
I saw your shirt.
You have a Superman shirt on. Kingdom Come Superman.
It's a Kingdom Come Superman shirt.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
So I did a little reading because
I'm glad you researched
our opinions. Like I thought it was very. There's some good articles out there that you can Google. The one that I really fell on that I liked was by Rachel Leffler from Real Rundown. So I'll try and remember to provide a link in the description for that. But in talking about the ingredients of toxic fandom, possessiveness, entitlement, and the feeling of superiority are like the big things.
How many Snyder Cut comments were on this article?
You and the stages of fandom by Sam Skies on Twitter. It's at Sam Skies. The I love this, and then the I own, which is where it should stop. I love this,
or even I don't,
or don't. Right.
I like this, or I don't like this.
If you're in a fandom, it's because you love something.
Yes, absolutely.
But then it gets to the possessiveness. I own this.
It's mine.
That's that entitlement.
And immediately that's too far. That you do not own. You can relate to something, but unless you create it, you do not own it.
Right.
I can control this. Is the mentality that comes next, that idea of I don't like the ending of Mass Effect 3, so I am going to petition.
I was going to say, I don't like the casting of this character. So
right.
I'm going to petition.
Exactly. Character castings are honestly what get me the most.
And it seems like there's so many more recently.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It's so ridiculous.
Then the realization that I can't control this, which often happens when a creator stands up for themselves. Thank goodness that happens. Sometimes it doesn't. Which then spirals into, I hate this, and I must destroy this. Burn the house down. And gosh, like, it's amazing how quickly, once you take that first step from I love to I own,
how quickly it spirals
down. JT in the chat brought up Sonic. Let's talk about Sonic. Do we think that's too much? What did Sonic, the Sonic fandom, did they cross a line in how it handled the Sonic design.
Was there a petition for it?
I don't know. I know there was a lot of outcry.
Because I feel like that was different because, like, even like us, we were just like, oh, this looks bad.
Yeah.
And I feel like if a creator
Sees
or
that
a
lot.
producer, if they just like, all they hear is, oh, this is bad, and then they decide to change it, they also might have also known that.
Right.
I said also twice.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like it seemed to me where Sonic is different. It seemed to me like the producers and the director were open to that change when they released it. Like they were like, okay, people might not like this. It's all CG. We can fix it if that's the response. So it was almost like it was their taste tests.
Where it changes is where you get into kind of the Avengers video game where they say, no, we're not changing it. And that's where the outcry usually comes of, we'll
petition.
Well, screw you guys. I'm not going to see this garbage movie because it's already trash. And I'm going to make sure that nobody else will go see it.
Right.
By buying all the tickets. Or something stupid because...
So it doesn't look like... there's a couple petitions, but none of them had over 300 signatures.
And I feel like also now people just like, oh, people don't like this? Let's make a petition. I bet people will sign it.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
Game of Thrones, Robert Pattinson, everything else that happened. Like, people want petitions for everything. They want to remake, get new writers and directors for Game of Thrones.
Remake
Final season.
Last Jedi, like that was one that...
With no women in it, I might add. Because if you hadn't heard, women ruin movies.
I hadn't heard that.
People are so stupid.
Thank you for enlightening me.
And then there's like...
Weird, because I can think of a couple of movies where they make the movie.
For real.
Mad Max. That's the exact thing I was thinking about. Mad Max.
Exit tomorrow. Oh, sorry, so many allergies. Sicario. No, two of those are Emily Blunt movies.
I was gonna say two of those are definitely.
I'm like, hey, Emily Blunt, you're cool. Oh shoot, what was I gonna say before I would made those jokes? Shoot, darn it! You write stuff down more.
I don't know. So I think I kind of landed with you guys on the Sonic change, in that I don't recall seeing a bunch of news stories that said the director was receiving death threats or whatever.
Right.
But more along the lines of everyone was like, this isn't good. And again, you can have a negative reaction.
Yeah.
It's all about in how you communicate it.
Right.
And it sounds like the team over at, oh gosh, is it Paramount?
Paramount's doing that one.
Was like, we're not getting good feedback here from the audience. Let's make a change.
And like another part of
That's
that,
fine.
another part of that is like they just don't make that decision. Their decision behind that is we can clearly make more money from this movie if we pay our artists, our team, to fix the character. Because if they're like, oh man, nobody's gonna see this movie anyway, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna put that money into it. If the movie makes, let's say, how much do you think this movie costs? I don't know. Let's say, easy math, it costs $50 million to make. It's $50 million. They'll probably go into marketing. They're not going to throw in another 25 if it's only going to make $100 million.
Right.
Like, it's going to have to break even.
Yeah.
So they think that by doing this, they're going to make more money. It always comes down to the money.
Yep.
That's a big thing.
The bigger the movie, the more it's about the money.
Yep. So like Justice League.
Yeah.
How much money will it cost to completely finish the movie for a fourth time? Yeah, that's what you have to remember.
Yeah.
The Snyder's movie was made 3 times.
And
is that cost going to be worth it?
Right. And Snyder's version is not. It's not like you're going back and reshooting things, but you're doing serious visual effects work.
Yeah.
That will take time and money, and I just don't see a universe in which that's ever beneficial to them.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe 10 years from now, and they release it maybe without the visual effect changes.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, here you go,
like,
fine.
Here you
Remember
go.
this terrible time in our history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I mean,
or they'll put it on like a 20th
and then,
anniversary.
Yeah.
And then still with that, it goes back to the other side again. How is your voice being heard?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going, I didn't like this movie and I'd like to see your vision of it? Hashtag release the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like.
Or are you going,
that's like the
F you,
best way to
WB,
handle
F you, Joss Whedon, you ruined my favorite franchise. I hope you all die. Release the Snyder Cut. You're wrong. That's not how.
Bad.
That is where social media
is a problem.
And fandom is extremely toxic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to call out Snyder Cut only. Again, I want to say that.
So yeah.
Because it's everywhere.
Other examples.
Yeah, let's find other examples besides just DC.
The one that really stood out to me was the 2014 Ghostbusters.
Oh my gosh, those people got shellacked for that movie.
Yeah. And I did not see this movie in theaters, mostly because I don't like love Ghostbusters. Like, Ghostbusters 1 is fine. It's a good movie.
I think Ghostbusters 1 is really funny. I think Ghostbusters 2 is not very good.
But like when I finally did get around to watching it at home, the 2014 version, I laughed my butt off. I really enjoyed that movie.
Should I watch it? I got it for free when I signed up for a Movies Anywhere connection.
I don't know. Like
that's really loud. Okay, so here's a.
But getting that kind of harassment before anything about the movie came out, you just
unnecessary.
So unnecessary. It floors me.
And I feel like for that one is where it's because.
And that one's about sexism.
It's about sexism. It's because it has 4 girls in it. So what? It's a reboot. Just let it happen. You don't have to go see it. Yeah. Wonder Woman is a chick, you know. Captain Marvel's a chick now. Sure, it started off as a man, but now it's a girl. If you don't want to see it, don't see it. It's that simple.
So that's like, I didn't see this movie. Still have not seen this movie.
Same.
Much like I have not seen a lot of Melissa McCarthy movies.
Sure.
I personally do not enjoy her movies, so I don't go see them.
Yep.
But I also don't get on Twitter and bash every single movie she's in and say that the movie's the worst movie you'll ever see. Don't go see it because Melissa McCarthy is in it. That's not me. I don't like her, but I don't go spreading that to other people.
I'm the same with her, actually.
Yeah.
I'm very hesitant to watch a Melissa McCarthy movie.
It makes me stop for a second.
But then, like, I hear a movie of hers is great. I watched Spy on a plane. The movie's hilarious. It's like an R-rated Get Smart.
Yeah.
I'd recommend that movie. I still don't like Melissa McCarthy that much, but I enjoyed that movie.
I've seen her in things like little ads or little promotional things where I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. Like,
yeah.
But it doesn't mean that I would go watch every movie she's in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and good and like.
Another person I'm not high on. Call me crazy. Robert Downey Jr.
Oh.
Not high on him. Like him in the Marvel movies. Still have not seen Sherlock Holmes.
Those are good.
He's another guy. Like, I pause when I see him in a movie because I'm like, well, Chris Pratt, same guy.
Chris Pratt's becoming that for
me.
It's
like there's many actors like that I just honestly I don't like their work. It's not nothing against them personally, which it becomes very personal in toxic fandom.
Right.
But it's just there's some movies that I don't like. I liked him in Magnificent Seven. Chris Pratt was awesome. Liked him. Played himself.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. Don't like him in everything else he's in, but he could surprise me. And so I'll still give his movies a chance from time to time.
Has there, in your life, been something that you feel like you've maybe, like looking back now, like, maybe I went a little too far. I was part of that problem.
100%.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Examples? Care to share?
So, like, back in my younger days, I used to be a really hardcore DC guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to bash. I wouldn't get on social media. I think I was too like a little shy kid to get on social media and just be like, oh, screw Marvel. But like if something DC would do good, I'd be like, hey. Marvel would do something bad, I'd be like, hey. Thor: The Dark World sucks. You know what changed? I really enjoyed those movies. I started really enjoying the comics. Gosh, I ate so much crow for that now. And you know what? I'm glad I did because they're crushing it. Yeah. They're crushing it.
I did the same thing. I may have even been worse. I was pretty hard about
yeah,
the
you
Marvel
were.
movies. Like, I hated them. I wouldn't watch them. And then, I don't know, I think it was Winter Soldier. I watched that and I was like, yup, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd watch one and I'd be like, this sucks. These movies are dumb. And then I cannot remember what movie turned the tides completely for me. But then I was like, yeah, I'm all in. Let's do this. These Marvel movies aren't so bad. And I was I was definitely toxic in that regard. I would stick up for DC hand over fist. This isn't true, but I would argue the Green Lantern movie is the best movie ever compared to the Marvel movies. That's how bad it was. Not anymore.
Right.
I like a lot of the Marvel movies.
I don't think I could have gone that far.
It was hypothetical. I would never say that.
The point I'm trying to make here is that, we can grow outside it. We can grow.
You can grow out of it.
Out of that.
Yeah.
For me, it was more about video games because I kind of loved all movies, but I'm like, Halo, Xbox, they're always good. PlayStation, always bad, right? Like, Resistance Fall of Man is going to be the worst thing ever, and anyone who plays that is just, they don't even know what they're thinking. Like, no, like, you can enjoy...
Screw you, Killzone!
You can enjoy Killzone and play on PlayStation. Even so far as...
That's why he doesn't have a PS4. He's still toxic.
He's toxic.
I'm going to bring him a t-shirt that says toxic next week. And put a Sony sticker right on top of it.
So this is where it does get a little interesting because I'd say I'm still...
I favor Xbox.
I'm still negative towards Sony as a company because of things like exclusive content on Destiny. Like...
I think you should fight them.
That sour... Like that.
You should threaten their lives.
It's never that bad. But it...
I'm kidding.
Thank goodness, you had me so worried.
But how do I, that business practice upsets me. How can I, as a reasonable person and not a toxic fan, represent that? And my way so far has been, I'm not going to purchase a PlayStation because I don't agree with that company's policies and how it treats gamers. And I've missed out on some really good games because of it.
Yeah, you have.
I'm not gonna lie. People will say, Brett, that's stupid. You're missing out on Horizon and Last of Us.
And Uncharted.
Four Uncharted games. 5.
And again, it's not like my opinions won't change. I am looking forward to playing those games sometime. I'll have to do it soon because, at my age, pretty soon I won't even be able to hold a controller.
Arthritis kicks in, man, and it's a wrap.
Your fingers are going to be going backwards.
But, there's no... there's no need for this divide between Marvel, DC, Xbox, PlayStation. We're all better off when we're all succeeding. I love... Call me Xbox biased. I love Phil Spencer and his philosophy around how
playing anywhere
and the idea that he doesn't want to see Sony fail. He wants to be number one, but he wants to be number one by 1 unit. Because he understands that if we as gamers we're all stronger together. And the industry as a whole is better when there's healthy competition and there isn't a monopoly on games.
And you remember my E3 notes, it said Phil Spencer, love that guy. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah.
Right? He is all about, let's say Luke has a PlayStation, you have an Xbox, I have a Nintendo Switch, some of your Destiny buddies have a PC, Luke's brother has an Xbox, and everybody can play together. His big thing is we all need to play in the same space.
Right.
Granted, PC players will kick the crap out of us, but that's another one of those fandom things, though. It's PC Master Race thing, right? That's a huge thing. And Phil Spencer's whole idea is nah, kill that. Everybody can play together. Let's all just play games together and have fun.
Yep.
And I wish, and you mentioned Marvel and DC. Have you ever watched the creators of the Marvel movies and the creators of the DC movies banter on Twitter? It's fantastic. They love each other.
Yeah.
And Jeff Johns and Feige are good friends, and
they were both interns under Richard Donner on Superman.
Yeah. And so it's so cool to see that stuff, and I just wish that for a minute
fandoms
people would take their glasses off and see that those people like each other. It's okay for you guys to like each other too.
Fandoms rarely understand just how small like the
Right.
world is, right? In the industry, like they all hang out together.
Yeah.
Like, not like they're going to weekend parties every weekend, but they know each other from past because chances are they've gone through the grapevine together.
They've been crossing the streams over and over again. Jim Lee started on X-Men. Now he's the president of CFO of
DC.
DC.
CCO, Chief Creative Officer.
Yeah, that's it. Tom King, who is a hot writer right now.
X-Men.
He writes Batman. He's done X-Men. He did Mr. Miracle, which is DC.
Heroes in Crisis.
And he did The Vision for Marvel.
Brian Michael Bendis created Miles Morales. Wrote Jessica Jones.
Yep.
Wrote Invincible Iron Man.
Now he's
writing
writing
Superman.
It's like, it's just a character to them. It's not a brand.
Unless you're Jack Kirby.
That was a little different.
Right. I'm just
because he escaped from. I don't want to like. If you don't know this, I'm probably gonna burst a bubble. Stan Lee was kind of a rough dude to Jack Kirby. He stole a lot of credit for some stuff.
Yeah.
He's still Stan the man. He created a lot of stuff, but he stole a lot of credit. So Jack went to DC. He created the entire fourth world of DC, which is Darkseid and the New Gods. He went back to Marvel.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's really interesting.
Love each other.
Something that you mentioned, like how small it is. And I always talk about this podcast, but Michael Rosenbaum, he does a podcast where he brings people in and he kind of just talks to them.
Inside of You.
Yeah, and it's called Inside of You.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Right, and he usually says it in a sultry voice like that. But he talks about how Hollywood is so small and how, like, I think it was Stephen Amell, like, walked to his house.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, that's the reality of Hollywood. Is like these people, they all live near each other.
If you're above the line, you live in Hollywood Hills, and you can just walk to house.
Right, and that's like so like it is a community. Yeah. It's not a war. It's not a battlefield like people make it out to be. And it kills me to see that. But it's when you said that, it made me think of that. They all live so close together, like physically, they're actually close.
Rising waters raise all ships.
Yep. That's right. Yep. So when a good DC movie happens, helps Marvel. When a good Marvel movie happens, sometimes helps DC, depending. But
in an ideal world, it would help DC.
It helps it a little bit, but then sometimes they put out something that's just not good, and then it probably hurts Marvel.
They don't help themselves.
Yeah. But I think, long story short, like, be kind to creators. Be kind to other fans, whether or not they
agree with you
or not, or if they're in, like, don't gatekeep into your own fandom.
Yes, that's something we didn't even talk about. Gatekeeping.
Be welcoming, and then, like, help the newbies, like, navigate the waters of what this fandom is.
Yeah,
like, it has been, like, being a part of the Destiny community since day one has been so fun, because with that, like, by the end of Destiny 1, when Destiny 2 was coming out, we had a whole new, like, swath of people coming onto the forums, and it was great to get to know new people and bring them on board and be like, hey, you gotta check out this Ragashingo guy, because he, like, has, like, all of your backstory stuff written out, like 50 little stories that you can check out and get all the details on. Rather than being like, noob. You stay over there, look at me in my cool armor.
That's me. I'm the noob. What game are we talking about?
Destiny 2 New Light.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it.
That's because it's new.
New Light?
It's not out yet.
New Life?
Yeah, it's not out yet.
Oh.
September.
Oh.
Ooh.
So, and, like, I kind of mentioned it before, kind of with Jessica Jones. You want the creator to use the material.
Yeah.
And they should. Honestly, they should. They should look at the material. They should respect it. Try and use it. But you know what? They don't have to. There's going to be a subverted expectation. There's going to be a bold take. They're going to flip it on you.
Yeah.
That's their choice.
Yeah.
It's not your job to rag on them for it. I didn't like the decisions they made with Jessica Jones season 3. That's a choice they made. I didn't like it. And I've moved on.
That's the end of it, yeah.
I don't have to like it. And kind of on that, though, like, I think the best example of that would be Nolan's Dark Knight. It's not a Batman movie. That's just a detective movie. Dude just wears a bat suit. That is a bold take on a Batman story.
Yeah.
And it worked really well. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
And sometimes it works for some people and not for others.
Yeah.
And when you have those disagreements, just have a rational conversation about it and agree to disagree. And say maybe, well, first off, admit that maybe the lens at which you're seeing it through, you have rose-colored glasses. I might like Nolan's Batman films more because it's Nolan. Because I love
That's
Nolan,
fair.
right?
It's totally fair, yeah.
That said, I can also then flip that and if I don't like it, I can say, well, why don't I like it?
That's what I've had to do so many times with The Last Jedi. Why don't I like this?
Ask yourself why you don't like it or why you do.
I saw that movie 2 more times in theaters because I was like, why don't I like this? I love Star Wars, but I don't like this. You know what? I hang out with Brett 1, 2, 3 times a week. It's no big deal. We don't hate each other. We make fun of each other.
Well, I hate Brett, but...
Well, you're not supposed to say that on air when we're doing this. No.
That's for after. That's when I cry.
My bad. Sorry.
We don't...
I messed it up.
It's unfortunate that disagreement always... in something that doesn't matter.
Right.
Doesn't matter. We love this stuff. It doesn't matter.
Well, and that's...
Like,
So
I mean, a story might impact you in a really good way. Like, I know one person that we sometimes look up is the Nice Cast. Batman v Superman is like his favorite movie. I may disagree with him on that it's a masterpiece. I may disagree on the choices that Snyder made in those movies. It's not my right to tell him that it can't be his favorite movie and that it didn't impact him in a positive way.
Right.
Good for you in that regard. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
Some people watch a million movies and never find that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for him to find that, that's great. That's awesome. I hope to find a movie that does that sometime. I think we all do, right?
Yeah.
We hope to have something that resonates with us that strongly. So yeah, I mean, who are we to tell you you're wrong in what you like?
Your opinion is right, and mine is wrong. I said that wrong.
Your opinion...
Listen, opinions are immunity for being told you're wrong. Reliant K.
The feeling you have when you see something is as long as you're mentally okay. Like it's that feeling and it's yours and you should at least acknowledge it. And say that's how I feel and that's fine because that how you feel is real. Then you need to step back, and if it's an extreme emotion, good or bad, you probably ought to say, why am I feeling this way?
Right.
Because either that will enhance your story, hopefully if it's good, or enhance your feeling that you got from the story, or if it's bad, it's going to offer some clarity into why I don't like this, why am I disappointed, all those things.
I didn't like Jessica Jones season 3, so I've watched something that I did like.
Yeah.
And I just kind of got rid of it.
Yeah. And it's okay to move on and hope that, maybe
hopefully the next thing is great.
Maybe someone will remake Jessica Jones and they'll make it your way. Not your way, but a way that is more enjoyable to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't say I don't know a whole lot about the character. So
one of the interesting things, kind of the origin of what is the modern day fandom actually was with Sherlock Holmes. Because what had happened was Doyle,
Arthur
Conan
Doyle.
Yes. He was tired of writing Sherlock Holmes, and so he killed him off in his books. And people got very upset about that. But you know what they did? Instead of threatening, I mean, I think there was maybe some initial threats or whatever.
They got pitchforks and they're like,
right, because it was the 1800s.
They made a petition.
they hung it up on the
on his door.
On the door.
Sign this if you want. Sherlock bag.
Release the Sherlock cut.
It's what introduced fan fiction. People started saying, okay, well, if he's not going to write it,
I'll do it.
I'll do it myself. And yeah, you're not going to make any money off of it. But like, if something didn't resonate with you and you're a creative person, stretch those creative muscles and do something to satisfy that. One of the podcasts I listen to regularly is Ride Along with C. Robert Cargill and David Chin. Cargill wrote Doctor Strange, Sinister, a couple novels, and we're kind of all secretly. It's kind of an open secret. He's working on Doctor Strange too. Not confirmed, but definitely is probably happening. But one of the things he said was that, like, if you're disappointed by, like, the outcome of a movie, if it didn't happen the way you thought it would happen, write your own story that's not those characters. Write your own story and make what you wanted to happen. And then try and sell it. This is a podcast for, like, writers. So that advice is to, like, writers. So obviously if you're just enjoying media, maybe not the best. But
also you might discover a new hobby.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with all of writing is stealing ideas. All of storytelling.
Everything's been done.
Everything's been done. It's can you do it in a new way? Mm-hmm. So rather than getting violent about it, write some fan fiction.
There's some good stuff out there.
There is.
Some people are really good.
A lot of those times the people write something or they draw something or they film something and now they're making movies.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I love, we've mentioned him before on the show, but Boss Logic.
Yeah.
He, for Spider-Man Homecoming, has done some legit promotional stuff that, like, Marvel and Sony paid him to do. Mm-hmm. So...
He did in-game stuff, too.
He did some in-game stuff, too. So there is an avenue. Now, if all you want to do is sit at your computer and... Complain?
He uses social media for a good cause.
In positive ways.
It is now his career.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what he does. He's worked with Showtime on boxing events. He's worked with the UFC for title fights. He's now working with Disney on the Marvel movies. He's worked with Sony on their Marvel movies. He's literally taken social media, used it as a creative outlet, and turned it into a career.
Yep.
That is the ideal way to use social media. Like, he needs to run a crash course on it.
Yeah.
Because he did a really good job. And he's not, like, my favorite thing that he does from time to time is he'll release something he's done, and he'll review a movie or a TV show with a piece of art from that show. And if he doesn't like it, he says he doesn't like it. But it's not hateful. Yeah. He says his opinion, moves on.
One of the things he does that I just cannot, like, he is so popular. He responds to comments on his Instagram.
He does.
And, like, even the people we're talking about, the toxic fans that are fans of his, they follow him, who are like, stop doing Marvel things because yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. Like, he engages with them in such a positive way, and I love it, and I don't know how he has the energy for it.
Yeah.
You mean you don't want me to do my job? No.
Seriously. Yeah, he does handle those things well. And I've seen him tell people to not be toxic about things, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he's
a
good guy.
Big proponent for
having
happiness.
Like coming out of the shadows just like within the last year.
Yeah.
He's an amazingly positive force for like good like positivity and
for this scene.
On
positive fandom.
Positive.
What's the opposite of toxic? Healthy?
Yes.
Healthy fandom?
Non-toxic?
Non-toxic. Doesn't sound as cool. We need a cool word.
But I definitely think this is a conversation worth having.
Oh yeah.
Now, in the future,
as
social media grows, it'll be a conversation that we'll probably revisit.
I'm absolutely sure we'll revisit it, and I think it'll be fun, maybe not fun. It'd be interesting to revisit specific cases too. Because I'm very curious to see how things like
Sonic.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. I was thinking Star Wars.
How
it goes. Sonic goes. You know, there's going to be 100 news stories about casting and how people hate that.
And just with the whole direction that DC is trying to go, and how there's two different sides. There's three sides. There's the people that wanted it to go in the way it originally was. There's the people that want it to go in this way, and there's the people in the middle that are like, let's watch the movie or don't.
Another
I'm gonna
interesting
connect
topic to have at some point would just be the movie making process and understanding how a movie gets made, specifically from
Solo Show by Brett.
how does money influence that, and producers, and
It will just be a link to Masterclass on YouTube.
I'll have to get my deep voice ready for that.
Welcome to Masterclass with
the
Brett.
Masterclass on making films with
Brett Heitzen.
Nope, I don't want to use my real name.
With Daddy Brett.
Brett Freitzen.
Oh, guys.
Brett
This has been a
Freitzen.
fun yet long show.
Yes,
and
it
I think we
has.
should wrap it up.
We should.
I do want to
So
say
I
one
can
more
go
thing.
Go for it.
Us, kind of our name, has kind of a toxic word in it, that being fanboy.
It's only toxic because of recent.
Yes, that's very true.
Also a great movie.
That is also true. This is also true. But kind of like, I don't know, the way I've viewed our name is we seek to reestablish that as kind of being a good thing.
Yeah.
Like being a fanboy, being a DC fanboy, a Marvel fanboy, a Star Wars fanboy isn't a bad thing.
Right.
That being a fanboy doesn't have the same connotation as being disliking something else, just appreciating something
Right.
that you like.
Yep.
So that's kind of our goal. I know sometimes we do say we don't like stuff. Like I talked about Jessica Jones for a long time.
But you're not going to go sell it to the masses.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get on Twitter and be like, "Don't watch this." If you want to watch it, you watch it.
Yeah.
If you like it, you like it. I don't care. IGN gave an 8.9. That person,
Somebody there
the
liked
person
it.
clearly liked it.
Yeah.
It connected with them that it did not connect with me.
Yep.
Also, I was on my phone half the time because I was so bored. But
He was tweeting, "Don't watch Jessica Jones."
I was on my burner account going.
Burner account being our Twitter account for the podcast.
Oh no. Oh, that's why our Twitter got locked. the other
Disabled.
day.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not allowed to comment about that.
Oh no.
I have no
I can neither confirm nor
Proceedings.
deny this happened.
But yeah, no, I agree. Thank you for bringing that up, and just like, yeah,
3-0.
the fanboy
And fangirl.
is a place where we want this podcast, we want this community in the chat, on Twitter, wherever, to be a place of positivity and where you can come and be accepted no matter what you like.
Right. Whether your opinion is bad or good.
And you can share your opinion, hopefully without getting slammed by others or
Right.
slamming others, right? Like,
Just because you don't like
Tyler-
something doesn't mean you can't be positive.
right. Luke and I can go back and forth on Last Jedi all day. At the end of the day, we're still going to give each other a hug and say, I can't wait to see you next week.
Now,
You know,
Brett
that's right.
and Tyler,
Now, Brett
Although,
and Tyler, on the other
I
hand,
disagree-
fist fights all day.
I disagree with you about going toe to toe. A lot of times when I get into debate, I forget what I want to say.
I'll go toe to toe with you.
he's saying he can't go toe to toe with me.
I'm a really bad arguer. Like, I have all this stuff in my head I could say about Last Jedi if I was in the room by myself. Like, Last Jedi's this, and all this. And then, like, I'll talk to Brett and I'll be like, it's fine.
I don't dislike it that much.
I mean, it was fine.
I think the biggest thing, also, my last thing, I guess, is just be open to revisiting things that maybe you hated.
Yeah.
When you take that step back,
I hated 2001: Space Odyssey the first time I saw it. I hated it.
you rewatched it.
That is one of
and-
the best sci-fi movies ever made. I love that movie now.
And it's like when you say take a step back and think, why don't I like this? And then when you come to grips with that and you're like, okay, maybe I should rewatch this and see if that sticks.
Yeah.
Why don't I
Because-
like this? Because you watched it in school.
Yeah, because there's right. Like I had a bad theater experience, or I saw a bunch of people on Twitter talking negatively about it. I went and saw it, and that was already in my head. Like, sometimes it's good to revisit things. I need to revisit The Last Jedi.
If anyone goes back and...
Me too.
Was I on the podcast when... I can't remember when Ragnarok came out? I feel like I was. If you go back and listen to my review of Thor Ragnarok, I hated it. But I was able to step back. I realized what my expectations were for that movie.
I need to do that too.
Mine changed in 2 days for that movie. I saw the movie the first time. I was like, it was funny. I went, and I was bored on a Sunday. I was like, I'll go again. Oh my gosh, I love that movie so much. I was in theater like, oh man, you see that rock dude? Like, he's so funny.
But yeah, like, I adjusted. I mean, I really didn't even adjust. I didn't adjust much, but I just adjusted what my expectations were and why I had them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I sat down and rewatched it, I was like, oh, I get what Taika and the team are trying to do, and I think that it does it really well. I can appreciate, and then then the humor didn't rub me the wrong way, because I went into it thinking this is going to be Thor 3, serious Thor. Obviously not the case.
Yeah, that was my issue.
That's just an example from my life that I think hopefully you guys can take home and use to reflect in your own lives.
Yep. Be nice.
Be nice to each other.
Be nice.
Love each other. We need more of that in the world.
The world will be a better place.
Hashtag good vibes.
Oh, what's that Hobbit quote? The world would be a better place if
we just followed our nose.
We cared about food and drink and not gold. I don't know.
Is it from the book or the movie?
Both.
I just watched the movies and I don't remember. I don't think I was paying
quote
attention.
About food.
I was on my phone.
If more of us valued food and cheer and song above hoarded gold, it would be a merrier world.
That's good. I like it. It's a good note to end on.
It is.
Good discussion. At least I thought it was.
It was long.
It was.
Yep. That's
Luke,
okay.
send us out of here.
Do we not have a question?
We'll save it for next week.
Okay. Well,
it's not. It's one I picked out. So
that's true. Well, thank you everybody for listening. We've been wanting to have this discussion
we've
for a while.
Behind the scenes for a while.
To just continue to wrap our heads around it, make sure it's always out there. Pretty sure most of you guys are aware of it, but pass the word along, not to be a douche.
A terrible person. Don't be that.
Don't be a gatekeeper douchey McDoucherson.
One of my favorite.
Can I say that? I can say that.
I don't know.
I think I can say that.
I don't think it applies to this, but one of my favorite quotes from any movie is from The Sandlot. Don't be a doofus. Don't be a doofus. I tell myself that every day.
I'll say my favorite one that's applicable. Fanboy always knows a hater.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's good stuff.
Ready Player One, baby.
But, yeah, we do this every week, so you should tune in. It's a lot of fun. Live on YouTube.
On YouTube at 8 p.m.
That's right.
Central Standard Time.
Yeah, so you audio listeners are like, they seem to be doing a lot of gestures that I can't see. We are. We're on YouTube.
You're really missing out.
I look at the camera every once in a while.
I sit right in front of it, so I have to look at it at least periodically.
Me and Brett stare at each other now that we have this nice
and I do this
oval table.
I do this the whole time.
But yeah, check us out on YouTube. If you don't like looking at us, you can just put us in your podcast feed on iTunes or in Google Play or find us on SoundCloud. Just search What the Fanboy in any of those. Rate and review us on iTunes. We'd appreciate that.
Yeah, that does a lot.
Yep. Raises us up in the feed, in the search bar.
Gestures.
We're working on our new shirts. Me and Brett
yes.
were together the other night. We were trying to think of lots of ideas. So we have in between 1 and 10.
We should get together this week.
Yes, I agree. We should do that.
And watch a movie.
Yes. Is there anything else?
Follow us on Twitter
and Instagram.
Twitter's where we do most of our conversing. But yeah, hit us up.
I need to get the Instagram password from you again.
What your favorite things?
Yeah.
What are you a fanboy or fangirl about? Let us know on Twitter.
A good fanboy or fangirl though. Not a bad one.
Yeah, not a toxic one.
If you're a toxic
Don't be
one,
toxic.
we'll find you and we'll
I'm telling you not to be.
Telling you not to be. That's it.
We'll put you in the toxic fanboy fangirl home.
We'll put you in a timeout.
Yeah. And don't worry. You can always send us questions because we always answer them.
Yep. You can always share your opinions too.
Yeah.
Did I say always twice? I did.
You did.
Dang it.
I said also a couple times earlier. So, we just did a Wonder Woman commentary.
We did.
So go check that out. It's on YouTube and SoundCloud and in the feed if you're on audio, I guess. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I might have said a lot of things I regret in that episode because I was kind of sleepy. But I really enjoy that movie, and I know these guys do. We had a lot of fun doing that. Steph was there for a while.
For a little bit.
Like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, right? First hour or so.
Hour or so. But
yep.
Yeah, we try and do those once a month.
Mm-hmm.
We may have missed May. So we may
May was busy.
Yeah.
For this guy.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
putting out two.
Now we got one out for June. We may be getting another one out for June if we have the time. Otherwise, it'll just be July.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
But yeah, check those out. I don't think there's anything else.
Those are all the things.
Come back next week.
Yeah.
And hang out with us.
Yes, we love
and get the party in the
interacting with the chat.
Who knows what movie we'll see this week? Because there's like 4 that I need to see.
I just need to see a good one.
Let's go see Toy Story.
I'd go see Toy Story. That will probably be the good one.
It's either that or Rocket Man.
Or Rocket Man.
Yeah.
I might see Rocket Man.
Yeah. Okay. Adios.
So yeah.
People are watching like, oh my gosh.